Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Just a quick demo on two of my um, most utilized sauces. So this is Tzatziki and my homemade ranch. Um, so the reason I'm doing these together, I thought it would make sense just because they're extremely similar. As you'll see through the video, which I've obviously sped up, um, I'm doing them simultaneously, if that's the right word, side by side, so that you can kind of see that you can do these together if you want. Um, just because all of the ingredients are virtually the same. The only difference is you add olive oil and the cucumber to your tzatziki. The tzatziki has a good bit more yogurt compared to mayonnaise. Most people don't use mayonnaise in theirs. That's maybe a little bit of a cheat for me, if you will. I just like that little bit of extra richness that mayonnaise gives it. And then the other big difference is my tzatziki is just fresh dill, and my ranch has a little bit of dill and scallion. So I'll try not to have too many um, blank holes here as I'm trying to walk you through this. Um, so side note, or maybe not even a side note, I always use fresh garlic. I've tried in very rare situations where I had to use the jarred garlic that's already pre-minced and sitting in oil, and it doesn't do it. It's just horrible. So um, I don't use that. I haven't used the garlic that comes in the squeeze bottle that you can get refrigerated. I would imagine that's a little bit better. I have used the ginger that comes in the squeeze bottle. I don't think that's really a bad thing, especially I generally use that for like a hot sauce or a marinade, so it's not going to be fresh. So there's that. So and then on top of that, the amount of sauce that you're making, I think I have what's that, four, five, six, so six garlic cloves here for two different sauces, and I end up with almost 2 pints, a pint each of ranch and a pint of tzatziki. So and then you see as well, I'm using the microplane, so it makes quick work of the garlic. You don't have to mince it. I find that that's just a really great uh, way to expedite the process. So moving forward, I'm trying to keep pace with this. It's kind of hard. So picking through the dill, um, I try to avoid most of the stems. A few small stems are okay, obviously. Um, obviously I use fresh herbs, unless you're doing something like a cooked sauce or maybe a marinade or a dry rub. I think is about the only time um, I would use dry herbs. So I think you get the oils, you get a lot more pop in the flavor. So and you're obviously eating this. You're eating this raw. You're not cooking this. So maybe I mentioned this before. Dill is the only herb I use in my tzatziki sauce, and then the ranch I use probably maybe a quarter of this dill, and then I will mince up some scallion, which gives that nice onion and garlic flavor. Obviously, I'm using minced garlic in the ranch as well, but then you have the scallions, which give you that nice fresh herb flavor. So as you see here, I'm just taking out some cucumber because I realized that I had way too much to, it would just be a little bit too heavy. So I'll remove that. And then here you see I put probably there again 2/3 of it into my tzatziki bowl and then a third of it in my ranch. You can do chives with this. I used to do chives as opposed to scallions. Uh, the scallions do make it a little bit thicker, so I think that might be a difference. If you're going to really use it to sauce something, you might want to use chives. I think the flavor is a little bit more mild. And if you want to use it for dipping, then the scallions might be the way to go, because when you mince them like that, it kind of naturally thickens the sauce. And that's another thing. I mean, with these two sauces, they're so versatile. I've used them for so many different things. Um, Obviously, a tzatziki, kind of more Mediterranean style sauce, Greek, I believe. Um, and it just goes well with a lot of things. I've done it with kefta meatballs. I've done it with salmon. Obviously, it's great just to dip fresh raw veggies in. Same thing with the ranch. You can just use it for dipping. This doesn't have to be, you can make this batch and then have a bunch of prep veggies in your fridge and just have that as an afternoon snack. So, and honestly, to me, considering you're eating mostly yogurt, fresh herbs, garlic, as long as you're not eating the whole container, you're getting a pretty healthy snack, especially if you're eating a variety of vegetables with it. You can obviously change up the mayonnaise. I'm from the South. Duke's is the way to go. It's what I used in restaurants. If you want to do a veganaise, that is up to you. I'm not going to comment too much on that. I just don't believe in fake mayonnaise. So, but hey, that's your thing. That's perfectly fine. I don't think it gives you the same flavor, but if that's your style, then go with it. Same thing with the yogurt. I found this Cabot that is full fat. It's 10%. And you'll notice right away, when you taste it, you can just taste the body and the richness of it. It just really improves the sauce. So there, a little bit of salt in each, black pepper, and then I'll just mix the two. I think I switched them up. Yeah, so now my tzatziki is up front and my ranch is in the back. So there, you just saw one of the differences is the olive oil um, that I've added to that. And these, like I said, you can find tons of recipes, tons of things that you can just have this sauce. Um, I would say I would be comfortable leaving these sauces in the fridge for a week. You might get some separation, the water from the cucumbers. Some people soak their cucumbers before they make their sauce to get some of the, or salt their cucumbers, I mean, to get some of the water out. If it starts to separate, you just mix it back in. It's not the end of the world. So, but yeah, you can leave these in the fridge for a week and use it for multiple dishes, for multiple snacks. My ranch I use primarily for my wings. Um, yes, I do chicken wings a lot. I don't fry them. So here you see I'm adding a little bit of water, which is okay. If the sauce is a little thick, you can add a little water. You saw I added lemon. You obviously don't want to just keep adding lemon juice or you'll make it a little too acidic. So for the ranch, if you need to thin it out, as I did there, you can add a little water. But so I use that for my wings. I actually put it on some turkey meatballs. It was pretty good there. So there's tons of things you can use these for. So there you have them. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any comments or questions. Thanks.